Welcome to the 9th of 9 videos looking at how to plan a traditional project management project. And what we're going to do during this particular video is look at how you address issues when the schedule does not meet customer expectations, and you're going to have to do some schedule compression or use other techniques. So here are kind of three things that you can do, and we'll spend a little bit more on the first bullet there, but you could go in and replace those dependencies with a finish to start with a start to start dependency, and that'll allow you to compress the schedule. Now this comes with risk. You need to make sure that a start to start, there's not an interdependence between the two that would preclude that, but you can go in and look at those, and we'll see in the next chart a mechanism for doing that. Changing out some of your team members with other team members that are more skilled is another mechanism for compressing the schedule. Adding resources, be they people, money, contract workers. There are lots of things you can do to add folks to the task. You can take some risk on your non-critical path tasks and add them to critical path tasks in the attempt to shorten the duration of those critical path tasks. So again, there's risk in each of these approaches, but if you have a disconnect between what the schedule works out to be and what the client expectations are, you're going to have to go through some form of schedule compression or getting acknowledgement from the client that it's going to run longer than they had initially planned. This is an example of a schedule compression iteration, and what we're going to do is a focus on the two tasks that are over here, up in this area here, labeled A and B below. And what we're going to do is change the dependencies. In the first one, it's a finish-start relationship. And then you see in the second picture, the one in the middle, that's now changed to a start-start relationship. And then we've done the same thing with tasks C and D further down on that critical path chart, so the bottom image. So what you're doing is you're changing from a finish start to a start on two different tasks that allows you to shorten the entire project. Remember, it does not come free, and remember there's risk involved when you're doing schedule compression. All right, the last thing we're going to kind of talk about here is this idea of a managerial reserve. And so the idea is no one is perfect, and thus no project is perfect. And thus you want to build in 5 or 10% of the total project hours as a managerial reserve. All right, and this allows you to address variances that may occur in schedule or cost or in scope. And so what you're doing in this particular case, you're looking at the, in this case, what you budgeted, which is that black line for the particular project. The green line is the actual cost of the work that's taking place. And then the red line's the budgeted cost today. And as you can see, those lines are going to move over time. And if this particular green line continues, you're not going to complete the project in time. You're actually going to run out of money and extend that managerial reserve. But that managerial reserve is how much money do you have in the budget versus the budget at completion. You've added some time in or some money in there, and you have to make it visible, and you have to manage it actively. And you're making it visible because it's not infinite. You don't have an infinite amount of additions that can be made, and you can't fall behind in what you're trying to do in the particular project. So that managerial reserve allows you to address a component of that within your existing budget. All right. Last two slides, we're going to talk a little bit about the project proposal. And so it's got a standard format with an executive summary, background, objective, overview of the approach being taken, a detailed statement of work, and then a time and cost summary. That's what you've been doing during this entire planning for a traditional project management project, is trying to estimate how long is this going to cost, what other resources are going to be involved in this particular project. When you're going in to get approval to launch this, because now you've got the cost figures and everything, there are lots of reasons why the project may not be approved. And a couple of them are listed here. The cost benefit may not be in your favor. Risk of failure may be too high. Total cost exceeds available funding, or there are other projects that are competing that have a higher need. So what has happened now, if you think about it at a larger level, is you've gone through the process of scoping the project, you've now gone in and planned it out, and you're coming back in and trying to get approval. Once the planning phase is completed, assuming your project proposal is approved, then you go just moving into the execution. All right, well, this concludes the 9th of 9 videos looking at how to plan a traditional project management project. Hope you've enjoyed those. Continue to study, continue to learn, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.